$8.40 is what I'm paying for my planner for 2026. Now, I am a planner girl. Some of you guys aren't people out there aren't into planners, and that's okay. But you do not need to spend $40, $50, $60, $70, $80 on a planner. One of the things that I have put together is you can download a PDF version of my planner, go to Officeworks, get it printed up, bound up, and there you have it, $8.40. Was it 40 cents? Yeah, $8.40. That's all it costs. All right, so save yourself money as you're going into 2026. But why this planner? Well, I'll tell you why. I used to follow Michael Hyatt Full Focus. In fact, I think his system for majority of people is a fantastic system. His diaries are beautiful, and following the system really helps keep you focused. However, there was a whole heap of things that it missed out for me. So I've used that planner for years. And the things that I'm talking about is he does the traditional SMART goals and that sort of thing. And for anybody who's been following me for a long time, I don't do that anymore. One of the things about this planner is it goes through, teaches you. So not only is it the planner, should I say, but when you buy my planner, you also get the training course on how to use the planner. Okay, and that's where the gold is. In fact, that's where you're getting the most value from. So what you do is inside, obviously, well, let me just show you all about it. So inside you have your planning calendar. So there's 3 months at the beginning, because the book is basically a 90-day planner. So it runs for 3 months. And at the beginning, you have 3 months where you can kind of zoom out and have a look at the big picture for what it is that you want to do. Then what we do is we have what I call your fundamental choices. Now these are your orientation choices. And what I mean by orientation is these are the things that set you up in the day. So for example, the 4 basic orientations that we follow are: I choose to be the predominant creative force in my life. I choose to live a life I love. I choose to live from my true nature and purpose. And I choose health and vitality. Those 4 things are going to give you a great life, but you have to choose them first thing in the morning. So there's a exercise there on what reminds you to do that every day. Then what we do is there's a 30 wants list, and you can fill this out or not, it's completely up to you. But what it does do is it starts getting you thinking about, well, what are some of the things that I want in my life? Because a lot of us have been so conditioned to only want things that line up with the next process, or only want things that we think we're allowed to have, or even worse, only want things that we think we can get. So it's about switching the way that we think about things. Then, and this is probably the piece de resistance, is the Land of Plenty exercise. And this is where you get to write down everything from your heart's true desires. So for example, the meditation itself, what it does is it first drops you into the space of innocence. So if you think about it, when we were first born as children, these beautiful gold beams of light in this brand new bodysuit. As babies, when we're looking at the world, we have no preconceived ideas. We are the closest we'll ever be connected to source or spirit or God or whoever you want, or whatever you want to call it. That's when we've got the most direct link. So part of the meditation is to bring you back to that innocent space before you got corrupted by beliefs, by society, by our parents' modeling, by rules, by all those sorts of things. Before that happened to you, we take you back to that place now as adults and put you into that space of innocence, then drop you into what we call your land of plenty. So what is the space, or from that space of innocence, that your heart truly desires? So not goals that you're meant to have, or ticking off your to-do list type goals, but what happens is you start getting messages directly in tune with spirit, universe, God, and then those then become, it's kind of like, what are your natural gifts? What are the things that you're actually meant to do here on this planet Earth during your time while you're here? So what it does is it connects you into that place. And so that allows you to find, well, in your land of plenty, what's there for you? And when you can find that, well, it gives goal setting a whole nother perspective, right? And so you take what's in there and you craft, which is the next page, which is why this book is so gold, by the way. You craft what's called your true choices. And your true choices are anything from 5 to 8 things that were from your land of plenty. And basically, if it's not in your land of plenty, then it shouldn't go down on here. But what it does is those 5 to 8 things are desires that truly matter to you. And when you're aiming for things that truly matter for you, well, guess what? You don't need willpower and you don't need motivation to get them. So as we carry on, there's another little piece in here which just kind of breaks it down into smaller goals, or what I call secondary goals. So there's a piece there, so it just allows you to then fine tune where you're placing your focus. And then let's talk about the days. I'll try and find you a blank day, because obviously this is my live calendar that I'm showing you here. Then what we do is we have 6 days of the week. And this is probably the setup that really is the difference that makes the difference. Okay, so this is what a blank page looks like. We start off, if you've got 8 true choices that you're focusing on, we start off at the beginning of the day after doing our orientations. I choose the end result of whatever happens to be. Okay, so maybe it's a $10 million business that you're trying to create. I choose the end result of that, and and there's a whole process that we do to get into the feeling tone, which is the language in the universe, get in the feeling tone of that space and really visualize yourself being there. Now from that space, what would you be doing, or what would you be looking back and telling yourself in this moment now to do next? So where you're getting your information from becomes really powerful, because at the end of the day, we're only ever being informed in the present moment from one of 2 places, either the past or the future. And for me, I'm choosing the future, that part of me, that multi-universe me that already has what I desire. It already knows how to get it. So that's where we want to go. And then we look back into this current moment and we go, okay, well, what's my next step? And guess what? That's what you write down next. What's my next step today? That's what we call taking right action on a daily basis. And if you do that every day, did you know that 5 small acts every single day add up to 2,000 in 1 year? Now you imagine what you can accomplish with 2,000 small action steps. 2,000. It gives you a lot. Let me trust me on that. So what you're doing is you're taking inspired action every single day. Now there's a few other things in here. There's a look at, okay, well, what's the resistance that you have? What's the safety unconscious agenda that's taking part for you, that's stopping you from taking the action? Well, if you're struggling to take that right action, well, let's recode it. Let's find out what's stopping you from taking that action. Let's recode it so you can get on with what you're meant to do. And of course, there's also the gratitude, because that makes a big difference to the feeling tone and how we're spending our energy during the day. And then at the very bottom there, that's when we do our to-do list items, because let's face it, life gets in the way and there are things that we still have to do, right? So we get that's in there as well, so that you can do the things that are necessary for your work, for your job, for your family, all that sort of stuff. But guess what? It gets done after you've put some time and energy to the things that really truly matter for you. You know, and then in the book we also have weekly reviews, there's monthly reviews, and then at the very, very end there's a quarterly review. But that's why this particular planner, it's not actually about the planner, it's about the process and the system behind the planner. But that's why this particular book, well, quite frankly, for $8.40, it rocks. So if you want to find out more, DM me and I'll give you the details.